What RISEN means to me is this. It's an acronym I learned, Remedial Integrated School of Evangelism and Naturopathy. And it was a beautiful curriculum that blends evangelism with the health message. And this is what we are told we are to do. The right arm is the health message, and it is to be blended with the gospel. And to be able to get the training here that shows practically how to combine the two in an effective way was a blessing that words cannot fully describe. My plan with the Bella Vita and RISEN model has been forming in my mind. I still have a job where I see patients in the ER all the time, and so being able to have additional counseling, tools that you can offer, things that you can suggest that to people who are tired of trying prescription after prescription after prescription. Some people are actually very open-minded when they hear that something as simple as eating differently could work or do something for their life. Down the road, I hope to incorporate, maybe start with a day type program, implementing the information I've learned here at RISEN. If the Lord leads and opens up a way to get a campus or a facility that would work for a residential or live-in facility, then as He leads, we want to follow. But health and natural healing is my passion as I see traditional medicine becoming less and less effective and more of a Band-Aid, which ultimately has dismal results. The food at Bella Vita and RISEN, well, there wasn't any for the first 5 days. And I don't know if that was on purpose, so that whatever you would serve us next, we would be grateful for. But as objectively as I can tell, it was fantastic. The raw food that you ended our fast with was delicious. Every single one of the dishes was fantastic. And as the RISEN component, giving us an assignment of making a raw meal was also appreciated. I'd always considered what I ate quite healthy, but there's always room to grow, and incorporating more raw is something that I hope to do as I go back home to my family. But the food, to sum it up, was 5 out of 5 stars. It was excellent. I would recommend it to anyone. It will make anyone appreciate vegan food, even if they have no experience. There's always 2 ways to do things. There's a distasteful way and there's a beautiful way. You can give people grass and a brick of tofu and say this is healthy, or you can roll out a gourmet meal that everyone is sure to enjoy. Your food here was top-notch, and I thank you.
What RISEN meant to me is that I am better equipped on going out there and spreading the gospel along with the health message, and to bring hope and healing to a dying world. As a student, I was able to go through the program and experience that aspect of it, as well as the educational part, which will help me understand better when I encounter the people that God will bring along in my path that I'm able to help.
RISEN has been an amazing program. I knew there was a detox and other protocols to learn when I came here, but I wasn't really sure on everything that was going to be happening. I had actually at home done the detox a few years ago myself, and I really felt that I needed the treat with the Lord's blessing to come here to allow you all to do the work for me and let me just detox and relax and to heal. And being in the medical profession, you know that you cannot heal a body as long as there's pollution inside. So the detox was critical as far as cleansing, purifying, so things can start healing. I really enjoyed George's massage class. I learned a lot. I get massages regularly. However, I was able to see it from a different perspective, how he worked with the tissues in the body and the muscle structure, etc. It was very informative, and I'm sure that I can implement that in the future with my patients. The cold sheet was wonderful. Evidently, I'd been carrying a lot of emotional stuff and a lot of grief. and I was able to release things to a point where, with God's blessing and His will, I have some clearer visions as where I want to go and do with my life in order to serve Him.
The Risen, to me, is a group of people who desire to serve God and to desire to serve the people, where we can come together and learn a way where we can serve others through the Bible, through the spirit of prophecy, through the natural methods, where we can come and truly learn how to serve our neighbors or anyone who is in need of true healing, whether it be water or whether it be just piece of cloth with water, and that's hydrotherapy, or learning about herbs. And so everything that we need, God has already provided for us if we only just open our eyes and look and pray for wisdom and pray for guidance on how we can use the natural things that He has given us, that we may use it for the benefit of others and for His name and for His glory.
Risen is a wonderful program that should be applied to everyone. Anybody interested in health should come to this place. Not only that, what is in most programs, health programs that's offered out there, they just address the physical being, not forgetting that the body, the person is made of a body, a soul, and a spirit. When one aspect of those three is not working, a person is not healed. The person can be eating a lot of raw foods, doing all the right things, but if there's any toxic emotions in the person or the spirit is not well, the person will not be well. So with this program, it incorporates all of those aspects, and you come in, feeling so sick, thinking that you may just need to heal your body, but in actuality, it's working with relationships, with emotions and all that. So this is brought to you in this program. You come in with a complete regimen that heals the whole being, spirit, soul, and body. I bought a piece of land back in 2012 after I had my 10-day detox at Bella Vita, not knowing that I'll be using this after getting certified in this program. I thought it was just a place for me to retire nicely and live longer and look good and all that, not realizing that I'll be using this to be a blessing to other people as well. I mean, I believe in the health program and also incorporate salvation and bringing people to God through this program.
The Risen program was a wonderful program. I feel alive. I enjoyed really the cleansing, the detoxing program. I really enjoyed that. I know it didn't taste too good at times, but as time went on, I got used to it and I enjoyed it actually. And I just really enjoyed the food that we had. I learned so many ways that raw food could be incorporated into our diets that would be very tasteful, and how to make the plates beautiful and appetizing. Also, because not only do we taste with our mouth, but our brain as well, our eyes. So, but it was a wonderful experience. I would recommend it to anyone. Basically, I have just about everything at home that I need to have a program. I plan to share this with my church family and my biological family.
Risen meant for me hopping onto a plane and coming thousands of miles from England to sunny California, to beautiful surroundings, to be educated, both physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Physically, we did lots of saunas, walks. It was a time to kind of like be set apart from all the cares and anxieties of the world and come apart and just also commune with God, especially on the walks, in the sauna, the jacuzzi. I just thought that the whole program really taught me a lot enough to want to go back and especially help my family first, and then my extended family, and then my friends. Going door to door, giving out little booklets, and I know there's one time a woman said, oh, she's not interested, but we said, no, it's a free book, because I think they just thought we probably were soliciting them for money. But as soon as she heard that it's a free book, we started to tell her about the little detox books, that we were students at Bella Vita, and that we were so excited about being here, and it's finishing now, and so we'd like to introduce this little book to her and what it does for you. And we showed her near the end, the things that she could do to detox. We also introduced a little book on prophecy. So, from the food, we were able to go into the Bible.
I wanted to come here about 4 years ago when the program first started, and for whatever reason, the Lord has not allowed that to be possible until now. So everything is in the Lord's hands. For me, about 12 years ago, I was diagnosed as having thyroid cancer. And when I went to this Hippocrates program, it had inspired me to want to do something similar. But I didn't realize, I wasn't a Christian then, and I didn't have any concept of Bible and a Bible-based program. And in this program, it was the spiritual element to it was yoga, Reiki, and things with stones and all sorts of things. And I was thinking, that's a bit strange. I've never come across that before. So when I'd come to the church now and then recognized that plant-based diet was something that was biblical, it just blew my mind, especially reading The Spirit of Prophecy. And then a friend of mine who's here with me on this program introduced me to Danny. And I started watching his program. It was, wow, he's talking about raw food. Just before then, I was looking at all the other programs that was going on as well, with a Bible-based program, Adventist programs. But Danny's program was the only one that was really operating a raw food-based cleansing and so on. And again, 4 years ago, I wanted to attend, but the Lord didn't allow that to happen until now. And the reason why I really wanted to come to Bella Vita was because it was a Bible-based and a true spiritual element linked to the health aspect.
I was really glad to attend the Risen program because I had, for an example, when I was younger, I trained as a swimming teacher. But they have to make sure we can swim, and we have to do all the laps first to prove. Otherwise, you're going to have teachers that can't swim. And so here at Risen, we did the detox program. Everything what the patients would go through, we went through. So we can understand what the patients will go through. I really appreciated doing it because it will enable me to practice more officially, I would say, doing medical missionary work, because I've been doing it practically for 25 years, ministering to people, even teaching myself, teaching demonstrations, doing talks, but I've never had a certificate. I never had any training. So I've done the official course of the remedial integrated school of evangelism and naturopathy, which somehow I feel a little bit more better equipped to be able to say to people, hey, you know, come along and we'll do this detox. And I appreciated the spiritual lessons, the applications regarding the 8 laws of health, and also the spiritual aspects from the Bible, and the emotional, because it did the wet sheet treatment. And I know that God is calling me to minister to an area where there's a lot of new age therapies, and a lot of them, you know, they're into rebirthing. And I can see the wet sheet treatment, you know, just going way beyond their expectations to help to release themselves of their own emotional traumas and things that they don't know what's wrong in their life. Sometimes we don't know what is wrong with ourselves. And, you know, sometimes we have to psychoanalyze ourselves, or we have to get counselling and things like that. But to do the wet sheet treatment, really, it's almost like, you know, having a truth serum, you know, and sort of like delving into yourself and without knowing what's really happening, you know, in our lives, and it just helps us to deal with things. One of the highlights would be doing the evangelism or the outreach, because the medical missionary work is also about the outreach. And when we went to the men's shelter, and there was so many men there, you know, there may have been up to 200 people there. And it was very busy, it was noisy, you've got all these beds, you know, all these people coming and going, doing all their things, people coming in and out of the doors, the kitchen, the bathroom and everything. And all glory be to God, I just remember when I was speaking and sharing that there was just an absolute silence in the whole place. The whole place just went absolutely silent, as God used me to reach those souls and give them an encouraging message. And that's what this work's all about. It's the school of evangelism as well.